Well, the 1992 Youngkin family reunion is over now, and Loretta Keldorf and Donna Youngkin Logan are here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And what you're looking at right now is Herman Youngkin, the Immigrant's Church. There's a little sign on the right above the door up there that reads St. Luke's Church, Knockemixon Township. It's now called St. Luke's Evangelical Lutheran Church. Try that again. St. Luke's Evangelical Lutheran Church. And it's currently run by the Reverend Kurt Dangus Storm. And we're walking up the right side of the church right now, heading towards the old cemetery. Though we've looked and looked and looked, we've never been able to find a stone for Herman. But since this was his church from the time that he entered the county until he died, it has to be assumed that he's buried here somewhere. Now we're heading over towards the oldest part of the cemetery, where several of the descendants of Youngkins are buried. This is another view of St. Luke's. And right down here is one of our Youngkins. As I pan this cemetery, you can see that it's had some vandalism in the last few years. When I was here a year ago, these stones were not overturned. One last note before we leave St. Luke's. Please note the door down here on the right. Interestingly enough, if you read the church history records, there's another door on the opposite side of the building that's identical to this. And according to the old history, one door was used by the Lutherans, and the door on the other side of the building was used by the Reformed. And there was quite a bit of bickering in the history of the church as to who could use the church on what day. And Herman was part of that bickering. As a matter of fact, apparently he got rather vocal about it and was, shall we say, excommunicated from the church for a little while. But eventually he got back in, and the controversy was solved. This church is located on Old Church Hill, just outside of Ferndale. Loretta and I have left Knockemixon Township and continued down the road a few miles and entered Tinicum Township. What you're looking at right now is Keller's Lutheran Church. This is where Henry lived and attended church. His family and all their records are in the church's church records. And if you'll look to your far left, you'll see Loretta Keldorf taking a picture. As I pan to the left here, pay close attention to the land and the trees way out in the distance there. According to the maps and the deeds that my dad and I were studying a couple years ago when we were here, that land just past this new section of the Kellers Church Cemetery was owned by Henry Youngkin, or Heinrich. The land split between the Tohickon Creek. About 20 years ago, according to the local residents, they dammed up Tohickon Creek, creating Nockamixon State Park. And it's now called, what was the Tohickon Creek, it's now called Nockamixon Lake. And it's part of a gorgeous state park. And we'll go over there when we're finished here. We're going to walk directly over to Henry Stone so that when one of you come here at some future time, you won't have a terrible time finding it like Dad and I did the first time we were here. It's right here. Right next to it is Elizabeth Youngkin. This is a baby that was born and is recorded in the church records as the daughter of Rudolph and Elizabeth Youngkin. He was one of the sons of Heinrich. Now, as we go farther back into the cemetery, you can still see Heinrich Stone there, tilted to the right. And just over here, for those of you who descend from Jacob and Hannah Nicola, this is Valentine Nicola. Again, I show you Heinrich Stone there in the back, tilted to the right. As we back up, you see Valentine Nicola's with the flag on it, just to give you a little bit of a relationship to where things are in here. This stone is for Catherine Youngkin, wife of Heinrich. It reads Catherine Youngkin, wife of Henry Youngkin, died 1825, in the 99th year of her age. Now, as we go to the left of Catherine, we find Jacob Myers, who departed this life in March of 1831, age 62 years. 5 months and 12 days. And then to his right is Catherine, wife of Jacob Myers. She was the daughter of Henry and Catherine Scherer Youngkin, and she was married to Jacob Myers. And this is Henry Myers, their son.